Alright, so Shnerdcast.
Back again.
Oh yeah, back at it. Fucking
The holy dynamic duo or something.
What was the damn, I got
The Holy Trinity.
If only Trinidad was here now.
He'd appreciate that.
Shout out to the homie Trinidad. Hope you're doing good, man. Yeah, Shnerdcast episode 59, almost to 60 episodes. It's crazy.
Hell yeah.
Right?
It's getting up there for sure.
It really is, man. And just real quick, if just joining us or if you're just fanning out this channel, make sure to check out the channel. Lots of content. Like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff helps out a bunch. Also, check out the description because then you can see this guy, Cultcanon's channel.
Hey.
Got all his info over there. So
Go check out my reactions. Go do yo thing. I make everybody laugh.
Yeah. Tons and tons of content between us. So if you're just finding us out, make sure to do a little bit more research on us. You might be surprised about how good we are.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of hidden gems between both our YouTube catalogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And more to come for certain.
I need to start doing some more video game uploads.
Yeah.
I want to start doing those again. There's a couple.
Try to get on Twitch. We know a bunch of people that do the Twitch thing regularly, and it's just about staying, current and having a good format.
So there's this one dude that I watch named JM Cross, and he does fighting games. But he literally will just stream for like 2-3 hours a day or something like that, and then he'll just cut out like 20 minutes of that,
uploading clips,
and upload it to YouTube.
Good idea. Yeah.
He literally doesn't really have to do anything besides just boom, 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 and that's so easy.
Yeah. You cut up the clips ahead of time. You're good. That's exactly what I like to do with the reactions. Is try to have a bunch pre-recorded, which I've been really bad about lately.
No, same here, man. I do want to start streaming State of Decay. Start doing that. I'm trying to get back.
Yeah, you love that game.
Yeah, I really do. It's just
that's your game, man.
Something about it is just so satisfying, and when you get good at a game and you find out the little niches and what you can and can't get away with,
and then you run with it.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
And it's not as broken as it once was.
When it first started, that was way different. When it first started, it was.
I mean, there's a command that you could use to get yourself unstuck, so that just lets you know where it was.
Yeah, when it first started, dude, that's why I quit playing it. Was because of getting stuck, especially because of vehicles. Getting stuck because of vehicles was like you would get stuck on a rock and get out, and you'd be on a surface you were not supposed to be on as a character, and your character would be there for infinity. It was so annoying. But
I've seen horror stories, so.
But at the same time, that's an amazing game. So I understand your obsession with it.
It's very polished now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still buggy, but they've definitely you know what I mean.
Your loyalty to that game is similar to my loyalty to Rocket League.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, yeah. He said, yeah.
What's funny is I bought the beer, and the dude didn't ID me, and he's at the store I always go to, and he's never seen me before, and he was like, "Thanks, have a good day," and I was like, "You too." So I was like, "Damn, he's definitely gonna card me next time."
That ain't no fake beard. He ain't stupid. He sees that thing.
I was walking out. He's like, probably thinking I probably should have carded that guy.
Cops are coming in for certain. I just smoked a doobie.
Right. But yeah, your loyalty to Rocket League. You're just
no, but I was just saying that I understand your how you feel about
always
State of Decay. Yeah, because it's a good game. It's just something you want to play and kill time with. And unfortunately, this day and age, it's really hard to find games that are fun to play, especially when everybody's just remaking old games like they do for every console now.
Yeah.
And we talked about this last time, so we won't go into it, but I mean, the Xbox 360, Xbox One, and now the new one, and I'm like,
that's what's crazy is there's literally I look it up and there's no new
I know they're all mainly remakes. They're all like re-releases is more accurate.
Yeah, we have this game that you love that was on PlayStation.
Yeah, now you can play it to its fullest potential. Right. Now after you already bought another thing to play it to its fullest potential.
Remember how we told you this was 4K? It
wasn't. Now it is, and it might go to 8K. But the thing is, your Xbox might melt or your PlayStation might catch on fire.
It can go to 8K, but our consoles can't. No,
So you'll get this game again next console in 10 years.
Exactly, bro.
And so but that's why it's important to have State of Decay or Rocket League or just games that you can constantly replay. I enjoy that a lot, you know.
Yeah.
So I understand that. You do need to start streaming more, though. I agree.
Yeah, I know. I am for sure next week gonna start doing some State of Decay streaming. I want to do randomized on the hardest mode, which I will fucking die right away because I didn't do good when I played it regularly.
Yeah.
So going back to it and playing it now would be a little
hard.
Yeah.
I tried to play World War Z on the hardest setting offline and died like almost immediately. I was like, oh my god, dude, the zombies are unreal.
Does that game still have a community?
I don't know. I play it offline. I don't care about the community. I just play it to play. I bought the video game. Like, I'm not fucking... Which pisses me off because you told me a story with this happening with you, but when I check my accounts, my 2 accounts, it doesn't pop up like I bought it, and I'm like, that's bullshit. I did buy that game. Like, that better get fixed because I'm not happy. I know if it doesn't, there's nothing I can do. But that still sucks, so I feel your pain because now I'm looking back and there's a few games that come up in the store and they'll show me the price on, and they're the versions that I bought, and they'll be like whatever X amount of dollars. I'm like, what? I'm logged in on both accounts. That should not be the case. Like,
you know what's hilarious is that shit happened to me with the Dragon Ball Z fighters with the new DLC characters because they released Gogeta Super Saiyan.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, he's actually like hella. He's not broken, but he's actually a crazy ass character.
Is he overkill?
I really wish fucking kinda.
Yeah.
I really wish your
Gogeta,
Xbox could take CDs still because fucking I would be like let's
slap this game. Yeah.
Or at least I would have you play online and see how you like it.
I only reason I'd play that game is if I could kick your ass in it, and then we'd have to stream it.
So I have video proof on Xbox Live of me destroying this one guy, and
it's all fake.
It's all fake. It was just funny because I was just playing it. I was drinking my 6-pack. I told you a story. So I tried to stream Dragon Ball Z Fighters live, and fucking it erased all my progress.
You told me that, yeah.
So that sucked. So I had to start from the bottom up, and I was a Pride Trooper rank, which is pretty much a little bit above like the middle of the pack of the ranking system. So I ended up playing this dude like 4 times in a row, and he had this stupid jumping strategy that pissed me off.
Who was he playing as?
So he had, so it was Roshi.
Master Roshi?
Yeah, Roshi, Base Vegeta, and Base Goku. And
that's a pretty good team.
But
Roshi's hilarious.
He was like he was a masher.
Yeah.
But when he played Goku, he knew how to play Base Goku. So I was like, okay, he knows what he's doing. He had
he would throw you off.
Annoying strategy. He got me a couple times, but I figured it out, and I was like, he's just gonna jump. So what I do, because in that game when you have the last character, it gives you like a times 1.5 fucking boost, like for strength and everything. So like if you're, it's made to like for comebacks and you know.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I got you.
For like 1v3 comebacks. And
I got you.
So I would snap out that Goku and I would annihilate him. So because he was in the last person, but you could swap out different characters and I swapped him out. I destroyed him, and then he had nothing after that. So I did that a few times, and then I kind of did a dickhead and I flexed on him, and I did like this super transformation with Frieza, he turned golden.
You're trying to embarrass him.
And I like juked him, and then I did this little assist where it knocks him up into there, and I went straight up into him, and I knocked him, and then right as I beat him, it said players disconnected. So
you pissed him off.
Whoever that was, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't turn you off to Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Just guess what? That happened to me. That happens to everybody. You stick with it, you get better.
Mm-hmm.
You growing pains, you figure out your mistakes, and it happens, man. Just stick to it.
Key to life.
Yeah, just
fucking A.
Play casual a lot. Play against, try new characters, find different teams. But sometimes you just get your ass
kicked.
You develop habits in that game that if you don't know how to punish or if you don't break, you will not have a good time playing.
Yeah, and if you keep those habits up, I'm sure people eventually catch on.
But it's like there's ways to bait those habits. And like I said, like I'm still like, this dude was literally about to rank up, and I was like, I beat him like 10 times, and then I ranked up. So
that's fucking litty, bro. He was like, you're fucking up my whole day, bro.
And what's funny too, because I was hella like going pee, that I thought, I was like, that's probably just some like 14-year-old kid just like
rage quitting. Yeah,
he probably just bought it because his friends are playing.
And he probably just broke the controller. And when he disconnected, that was his Xbox turning off. Like he broke it.
Blew it up.
Yeah, he fucking threw it out the window. He's like, nobody gets to play now. If I don't win, nobody can.
Dude, but yeah, yeah.
That game's dope. Yeah.
But that's going back to what we were talking about. I just remembered the DLC thing is I paid for the season pass and then I went to go download the characters, and it wasn't until like 5 or 6 days until after they're released I was finally able to download them.
Oh.
Like, then it'd say free.
Yeah.
But before it was like, buy this character. And
that's
I was like,
bullshit.
What the fuck? And I went back to the season pass and it was like, oh, buy the season pass. I was like, what the fuck? I already had the season pass.
I told you all those people who bought the new Call of Duty's Modern Warfare and Cold War or whatever, they all, like, almost all the reviews. Yeah, I showed them to you, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, off camera. But almost all the reviews in the Xbox store, the Microsoft store, are like,
bad.
Yeah, they're
stars.
A lot of them are saying I bought the game but I can't play it because I turn it on and it says I don't own it, and I'm like, yo, Xbox, this is like becoming like a ritual with you, like Microsoft, with like they release a new console and everything suffers for the first like 8 months before they re-release the console again and it's better. And it's like, that's what me and you were like, if we do buy these new consoles, me and you, I think both said it, we're like, we're either waiting for a price drop or the next version that's going to be cheaper.
See, maybe going digital is not a good thing after all. At least not. Maybe the tech isn't there so far.
I don't think they really. I think that they rushed it. Once one company was like, it was leaked that they were working on it. I think the other company was like, we're gonna start putting foot to ass. And then I think like Sony, between Microsoft and Sony, the following company was like, oh, they're doing harder, we're gonna go harder. Yeah. And then we got these consoles way too quick, because it's like, although when I say way too quick, people at home are like, fuck that, we've had these Xbox Ones for fucking 8 years, 9 years. What I mean is they rushed the design, because I think that they were milking the success of PS4 and Xbox One for years.
They made like, so you have literally the first generation Xbox.
I do, yeah.
I have like the second, like literally right before they released the Elite or whatever, like the white ones.
Oh yeah, the little ones.
Yeah, and then they released another version. It was like the fucking Scorpion or whatever. The Scorpion. I don't remember. It was not the S.
The X, or no?
It was the Xbox, like the one before the last console.
Yeah.
So it was like the top.
The Xbox One X is what it's called, I think.
And then the PS4 and the PS4 Pro and all that, the PS4 like super fucking.
I'm just super turned off by the way video game manufacturers and companies are going so hard on like milking their games and their technology. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm blown away by it, to be honest. I just don't know with like these games that we're talking about if we will see that magic again. You know what I mean? State of Decay or Dragon Ball Fighters or Rocket League or Doom or Tony Hawk's Underground or Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Like, I don't think we're ever going to get, I don't mean the remastered versions of any of this. I'm speaking like, because I recently got Crash Bandicoot, and if that game wasn't so hard, I would not like it at all. Yeah. Because it's hard.
Like one of the hardest games, like one of the most casual hardest games. Some
dude,
weird like
Crash. It's really if you read the reviews, people give it 1 star because they're like, it's too hard, and I'm like, that's bullshit. That's why I bought the game, because I was like, it's too hard. Yeah, it's hard.
Did you not play the original? Do you know? I mean, maybe you want.
Yeah, the originals are hard as fuck too.
Yeah. And it's probably even harder because all the fucking polygons and fucking bugs and frame drops and all that.
No shit. But anyways, just games nowadays, we don't get that same magic as State of Decay or Rocket League or for me, AVP and
just there's no like you said, like I think you said magic or something.
Yeah, there's just not that magic there anymore. Nothing. No, for the people listening too, yes, we keep in mind that we're getting older too, and it takes a little more to like please our game satisfaction needs. Like I understand that, but at the same time, just if I'm going to be objective and understand that I'm getting old, with that said, if I'm being like, oh, I understand I'm getting older, right? So that may play into me being like, fuck these new things. That is very much so the case time and time again over the years. But with me just being observant and being objective, looking at video games as of just the new thing that just dropped, I'm like, there's a lot of cool aspects still cool to me and exciting to me about having better versions of this, the Xbox One.
Yeah.
That excites me still, having a better camera, and I'm like, oh, it's complicated, but I like it. With the new games, that's my complaint, and where I have to throw the "you're getting old" conversation out the window, because if they were releasing new games, then I would shut up. But they're not releasing new games; they're just re-releasing old games.
I mean,
so that's my argument.
I mean, just look like I said in the beginning. Just look at how this channel began. Is like we would talk about games and what games are coming out, and like even 10 episodes ago,
yeah,
I don't know when I said it though, but I was like, I'm not going to be talking about games for a while.
Yeah, because there's just not much. There's not much. I remember you saying that. Yeah.
And fucking the only time we talked about was last time. That was because Aliens vs Predator, and or Aliens and
the
Fire Team or whatever, Firepower or whatever, and that was under my radar. Or that flew under my radar. I mean, and fucking. So going back to that whole argument thing though is it's pandering to what makes more money. Is a lot of these companies don't make money off story games, and a lot of the
they don't
the demographic, they don't play these kids.
They're online.
Yeah,
they're multiplayer games.
And how do they start? They start with cell phones. They download apps. A lot of those apps are online based. You play other stuff, and then you use your mom's credit card to buy fucking.
And then you want to play games just like that on console.
Get an extra 100 turns to use instead of having to watch ads.
Doesn't it suck when you break down the formula like that and you realize why DLC makes sense to these companies, and you're like, oh, all of a sudden I get it.
And to be fair, GTA is one of the biggest culprits for this, and
Rockstar is so guilty of this. Yeah, you're right. You are so right.
Even my girlfriend, who's just picked up GTA in the past couple years, she's played it for a while, but she just started getting into the online. She's even when are they gonna announce number 6? And then I'm like, trust me, we've been saying that since fucking GTA.
For 4 years. 4 years, dude. And on top of it, they're already saying that GTA 5's coming yet again to the next console. And when they did that, that was another go-getter for me to be a nail in the coffin of, I'm waiting till A, the next console drops, and B, they announce something, because there's very few games I want to play, and yes, Halo Infinite or whatever is coming. Yeah. I want to fuck with that. That's very true.
Also, I believe Microsoft is playing it safe with you don't have to upgrade, and we'll still be making games for Xbox. But
I think so too, and that's to be considered. Yeah. So we shouldn't be so harsh on them, because Sony has a similar approach with the Miles Morales, Spider-Man stuff and whatnot. Because I believe that's available on PS4, isn't it?
Only PS4 and stuff.
And PS5.
Yeah, PS5,
yeah, but it's available on PS4 and PS5, right?
Yeah.
So, I agree. I think that both companies are we just threw a whole new console at you. So before we give you all the new games that all these game developers are making and presenting to our stores, I think that they're let's give them some old and milk the customer, milk the consumer. Yeah. And I get it on the business aspect. It just sucks as a game.
Money.
Yeah, it just sucks as a fanboy. Because I am a video game fanboy, a comic fanboy.
It just really hurts. Casual fans wouldn't care, but loyal fans, people who've been, you know what I mean, trying to experience those kind of games, are just it hurts. It hurts the real fans.
Yeah. The people who when they get obsessed with the game have no hesitation of buying this character or that character, or buying this DLC of the story mode, or blah, 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 blah. They hurt those people. The ones that are guaranteed to do it, not the ones that are iffies and their moms have a credit card. It's so in reality, they hurt the minority of their consumer base, because in reality, their majority is, like you pointed out, kids with their mother's credit cards.
Yeah.
Or fathers, or whatever, you know.
And, dude, it's hilarious, because my girlfriend's cousin, he's like that. He literally had Red Dead Redemption because it was for free for a while on Game Pass, and I was like, oh, what'd you think? What'd you do? And he was like, I thought it was cool and stuff. He's like, I could do this and do that. And I was like, wait, you didn't play the story? And he was like, nah, I just jumped online. And so I was like,
garbage, because the online was horrible for the longest time.
But I was just like,
of 1 or 2.
Number 2.
2, yeah. Number 2, the online was wrecked for a while.
Well, I just thought it was funny though, because I was just like, wow, like that's just the difference in the generation. Because when I was younger, like I could not wait for a story, especially like a Grand Theft Auto or something like that.
Because
like
you didn't have to plug up to the internet and ruin everybody's dial-up, so nobody could call on the phone.
Right.
Like, but on top of it, to be more serious, I totally know what you mean, because if I was plugging myself in his shoes and I'm like, oh yeah, I just jumped on to play online because that's what my generation does. Now, using that perspective with the fact that I've actually played and beaten Red Dead Redemption 2, not number 1, but number 2, the story mode, and going, whoa, you missed out on so much. Like, you literally missed out on why the game was actually made.
I know, right? Why these maps and stuff are here.
Yeah, and why the houses and why certain characters keep coming up to you, dude, and why you have to hunt.
Like with Halo, dude, like, and even whatchamacallit, like Dragon Ball Z Fighters, like, so Halo, you beat the game, you get certain like armor that you just get when you beat the game, you know what I mean? It's like for online play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the broken visor and stuff. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay.
So for Dragon Ball Z Fighters, you have to beat the game to get one of the characters. And there's people who are like, I just rather not play the story.
What character is it?
Android 21. It's not.
But what, dude? No, but who cares? It's still an Android. That's dope.
It's also a free character.
By the way, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's free. It's like, you know me, I just am like a new Dragon Ball Z mark. Like, I'm new to the universe. But you know what was dope?
Most people do. So
you know what was dope though? The Xbox did. You know how you can claim like benefits monthly from whatever, and like sometimes it's like free DLC or like anime shows.
Yeah.
Dude, I got season 1 of Dragon Ball Super free.
What?
I have the entire season digitally free, and I was like, dude, they gave it to me as a benefit, and I got that, and I got One Piece. Oh, I know what I was trying to get at. You were like, to beat the story, they have to get Android 21. To get Android 21, they have to beat the story, right? Dude, wait, it's free. No, I'm just kidding. Yo, when something's free, do it. But when it's beneficial because you got to play the intended storyline in a video game and you get something free at the end, that's exactly why we all played video games growing up, was for that thing at the end.
Exactly.
Like, God, dude, the costume that you didn't get unless you beat the game, and this is what you were pointing out about Halo.
Like the hardest mode or something like that.
Beat it on the hardest mode and you get a funny character, or unlock the secrets in Tony Hawk and you play as Mr. the
unlock like the
Activision Bones character.
Yeah, it's like
or Spider-Man.
It's like they rewarded you for your hard work. You know what I mean?
And they don't do that no more because you can just buy it, and it sucks because I can't think of anything more fitting in an era where you literally spend money to get famous. It's nutty, bro. Like, they just basically turned it into video game talk and digital talk, and it like worked.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's just like for the whole general conversation. This is how companies are, though. It's so much easier to just have somebody just make like a little like a mod a gun, or like mod a character, and then be like, hey, buy this for $10-15,
and boom, 100 people buy it, and you just made fucking X amount of dollars.
Let's say you have like 1 million fucking people in the community. Let's even 20-30% of those people buy that, spend. That's, you know what I mean. That's extra cash that you literally had nothing to do with. And a good example of them not have nothing to do with it, when you look at mods on the computers and stuff like that, like especially with Counter-Strike, like the Gary's mod and all that stuff, where it's like they completely make a huge brand new game just by using different skins.
And usually for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Pisses me off.
That's why one of the things
you remember computers. Yeah, this is agreed on my. Totally agreed on my part. Where I miss playing games on computers. I miss building computers. I miss having a desktop computer that is capable of gameplay. But you remember that conversation, and you probably remember the exact moment that I started getting on that tip where it pissed me off about the mods because of Skater XL.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is bullshit. I paid $40 for this, and the PC users get all of this. They can literally turn on gore, snap decks. They can turn on new fucking elements like rain and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't even. I have 3 maps.
Yeah, I
and
remember.
The physics were horrible at first. At first, they were okay. Like, I liked them, but they were broken still. Like, you would get stuck between rail and dirt and yada yada. And then I just heard, like, last month they just added a new map, and I'm like, Dude, I can't believe I spent $40 on this fucking game that could have been amazing, that has no story, no challenges that are real, like they don't benefit the game. No online challenges, because that would have been the solution for it.
Well, that'd be cool too. Is like, yeah, like maybe like who could do the best trick on the handrail or something.
Or
like
skate.
That.
They just play skate and you have to do the same trick.
Or just have a free mode where everybody's like 5. I can get like the you know what I mean, maybe the engine's not strong enough to hold 20, 30 people on the same map, but if you could have like at least 2-3 other people on the map and you just watch each other skate,
and you're not skating alone in a fucking post-apocalyptic city. Yeah, like it's bullshit,
and
bro.
Then you could, it'd be funny to just be like, oh, this guy's trying to trick, let me all into him.
Yeah,
that's hella funny.
It's garbage that they think that and people's argument that like the game on Xbox usually are either gamers of PC usually, and they have both versions, or they're like, their main argument is this is a simulator game. It's simulating skating. Dude, I don't think that anybody's saying that. The cat's fighting. Well, it's stray cats, bro. It's not my cats. I wouldn't allow it. If it was my cat, I'd run out there. They're beefing, bro. Ben's like, I want to go see this. Like, I want to see some pussies fight. Yeah. So, like, the mods thing, it just pisses me off because I paid this price, and it's like, people's argument is, oh, it's a simulator. And I'm like, but why is the PC version simulator so much better? And they're like, because PC's capable more. And it's like, yo, that's so smug of you because it's an Xbox One. You got to keep in mind that when these consoles drop, these new consoles drop, they're better than a lot of the PCs that are playing these games out now.
All you had to say is, if a game like Skyrim and Fallout can have mods, why
on Xbox? Yeah, exactly.
Why can't this?
That's what I mean, and that's the other argument too.
Community mods where people make it for both PC. They
have Mario Maker on Switch.
They make it for PC, and then exactly.
What the fuck?
So it's like those arguments.
Rocket League, they do this. It's such bullshit, and it pisses me off because I paid $40 for a game I was excited about. I didn't go into that game thinking I'm gonna hate it and I'm gonna diss it every time I do a podcast or I talk about skating games. Yeah. I wanted to like it. That was the goal. But in the end, dude, you remember seeing the first time we played it, the first few times. Then they did that one update, and it was the graphics were a little better, like it was smoother. But then no new maps for like 7 months, tiny. And they're super tiny, and there's nothing happening on any of the maps. There's not a car driving around. NPCs or anything. No NPCs, dude. It's garbo. Yeah. It's so
not even like a little like challenge mode. Or you said there's challenges. Right?
There are, but they're to do tricks. That's it. You just are learning the trick. It's basically a tutorial. That's the challenge, is to go through a tutorial to learn all the tricks.
No, thank you.
I'm good. Like, I was a skater. I know a bunch of tricks. Like, what the fuck? But like I said, I don't want to bounce around so much, or I want to try to avoid doing that on these when we do these. But with this new gen, and like how you brought up like, oh, I want to start streaming like State of Decay, and then we talk about Dragon Ball Z stuff, and it's like sometimes DLC makes sense, and then it also helps when it comes with the story and you get to unlock bonus content. Hence what you brought up about Halo and the broken visor. Yeah. It's like you only get that armor if you beat Halo, and then you get a different armor if you beat it on Legendary. If you beat it on Legendary, you get a complete different armor.
And then the whole reason I brought that up, though, too, is like, I remember I would look, because you could look at, like, if people unlocked it, and, like, unlock, at least up to Halo, you could see what they unlocked, and a hell of people just didn't have it.
Nope. Yeah, dude, I remember playing Halo 5 and seeing what you're talking about, where you could see if they had the armor or whatever. Yeah. I don't remember when this was. It had to have been like 3 years ago or 2 years ago when I last played it like that. But I remember I had the broken armor from the Legendary campaign or whatever campaign it unlocked. I can't remember.
Legendary, yeah.
And I loved it. I was like, that's what made me play online, in fact, is because I was like, what? I unlocked special gear for beating the campaign to play online. Now I'll play online. Yeah. And I did. You remember? You came over and you were like, how do you have fucking like 1 million rec points? Because I didn't know how to use them. And you're like, dude, you got to buy them for Warzone. Yeah. And I was like, Warzone? And you're like, dude, you've just been playing Team Deathmatch. I totally remember that. Yeah, and that's
when I was super into Halo.
Yeah, then me and you played at my house in South Sacramento, but we were playing it, and I can't remember if you stayed over, but it was early day, and me and you probably played Warzone for like 4 hours straight, dude, just passing the controller off.
Can be like 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, dude.
It lasts a long
time. And me and you were always good at passing controllers off, you know. Which reminds me, fucking Crash Bandicoot, the game. This is one thing I have to give a shout out to. Crash Bandicoot in the options setting, if you click it, it has a pass and play option. If you click it, it explains it, and what it is exactly what we're talking about. It says, do you want to play the old school way? Every death, you're supposed to hand the control over to the person sitting next to you.
So and it's then like the Super Mario way where it's like Mario
exactly.
Luigi,
yeah, and they'll bounce it. Yeah, and I was like, that's cool. The game is fucking hard as fuck, and it should not be rated less for that.
I mean, it works out because you get extra lives and... at least I remember, because that's what me and my brother and my sisters used to do when we'd play Super
pass
Mario.
And play. Yeah, pass and play. You just pass and play. Yeah. Me and you still do it to this day. I know. Like, right? we've done it with the silliest of games.
The thing is, like, couch play is non-existent.
I know, and I hate that when you play games now, they label it couch co-op, and what they mean is that you're here and they're on their couch, and like it doesn't sit the same way anymore. Like when me and you and Will would play Warriors, or me and you and Kyron would play Warriors, or like, fuck, all those amazing games on Xbox and PS2.
You know what's funny is I saw a review about somebody talking about the Warriors, and they're like, this game makes no sense. And I was just like,
They've probably never seen the movie one.
I think they did.
Oh, did they?
They claimed they did, but I was just like, you have to put yourself in, like, because there was just like, and then you had like these people dressed up in like baseball outfits. And
this is a video game from the 70s, 80s. I mean, it's based in the 70s or 80s, and it's made in the early 2000s. Like, can you think of a funnier, like, how hard that must have been for them to make that great of a game? Like, that must have been really hard. So they'll never understand that. That fan will never understand, even if they bought it.
Yeah, it was just weird to see somebody give it like kind of like try to tear it apart. But I was just like, it's not actually that bad of a game. But it's funny though. It was just funny because I watched like other games, so it's like he like reviewed other games that were like really bad, but he was like, this is actually a good game. So he was really biased in some of his reviews, but
that's all right though. Yeah. Fuck, it's his YouTube. He does what the fuck he wants.
Yeah. So the Zack Snyder cut, Justice League. Yeah. I didn't watch all of it.
I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited to talk about it. I've watched it twice already. I'm gonna watch it a third. Insane. I'm gonna watch it a third time too.
Bro.
I'm gonna watch it 12
That's
hours.
16 hours, bro.
No, 12.
What?
4, 8, 12. I'm the dropout. Nah, just fucking with you. This is not auto open, huh? Can you hand me that boy? Super motherfuckers. Go on. I'm sorry. We're both fuckers.
I'm the one who dropped out of school. You're like,
this doesn't auto open. Open beer, Alexa. Open my beer.
Siri, open my beer.
Oh.
So we finally got this. We've got the Snyder cut.
You haven't finished it yet? Where did you not finish it? What's your end time?
Oh, where was it? It was.
Have you seen the epilogue yet? Part 6? Like the story?
I just know Cyborg was like, I don't know how deep that is, but I know Cyborg was like his father just died or whatever.
His father just died?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're right you're towards the end. Yeah, that's when Steppenwolf comes and his dad. So is this spoilers?
No.
Can I use
spoilers? Yeah, spoilers.
Oh, okay,
spoilers.
So yeah, you should probably put that
spoilers,
in there.
Yeah.
So at that scene, that's when they just revived Superman, and they go to get the box because the box got lost for a second after reviving Superman.
That's the whole thing, right?
Yeah, and it lands on a police car, and his dad, Cyborg's dad, which shout out Ray Fisher because the idea that if you haven't
Ray
seen
Fisher, which one is
that's Cyborg.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the actor's name.
Too is also pretty dope.
Yeah, and those actors really suffered the most from Joss Whedon's theatrical cut. That was wow. No wonder Ray Fisher was so mad on the internet about about that and why he was like released the Snyder cut, because he was the star of that movie.
Yeah.
Like he's the main. Anyways, that scene you stopped at is when his dad sacrifices himself to mark the mother box, but at the point you don't realize it. He's marking the mother box with a heat signature. It's the hottest thing on Earth, so they can track it via satellite, Bruce Wayne satellites. So,
dude,
the entire story is different. I mean, not different. It's the same from the first one that they fucked up.
I mean, I haven't seen the first one, so I'm glad.
Don't ever watch it unless
I never will.
Watch this one, and then if you're like, well, I want to see the difference, then watch it after you.
I'm also
but you're gonna hate it.
I'm also a little fuzzy too because I literally like watched it for like an hour and stopped and like you know what I mean. Just watched it for like half an hour and like you know what I mean, just like kind of in the background. So it's. But I mean, it was really good. The one thing I thought it was kind of dumb though was all like the slow motion.
Everybody said that.
Like slow motion, like
everybody said that. Every review I read, they all were like the amount of slow mo. And the only good defense that I heard, there was two, and I don't know if I agree with these because I agree with there was too much slow mo. That's my opinion. There was too much slow mo, but I love the movie.
But with 4 hours, bro.
Yeah, but with that said though. One person was like, a lot of the scenes that are in slow-mo, you got to realize that if they were just played out in normal speed, you wouldn't be able to comprehend what happened because they were shot so quick. They were made to look so quick, right? And then the other argument was it's a 4-hour movie. It's not a 2-hour movie. So I think that the amount of, in my opinion, there was too much slow-mo. Yeah. I agree. The amount of slow-mo was silly.
You know, I mean, this is a little off topic, but I do want to go back to the DC stuff. But I would like to see Marvel release a full version of Endgame because you know that shit had to be cut down for runtime.
Oh, for sure. There was probably a bunch of scenes, and they included some in the deleted stuff, I think.
Yeah.
But not there. You're right. But just so you know, when you say that, right? So, which Avengers have you seen? I can't remember. We were seeing one together. That was the end game. Okay. Shout out my big brother. Call me. Denied. No, I'm busy. I don't want to talk to him on the air. You don't want to be talked to on the air.
So yeah.
I wanted to say something. So you understood the significance of what's different in these movies really quick, and I can make it simple. What you just said, you were like, now I want to see an uncut version of like the Avengers, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on. So with Joss Whedon's version, right, that you see, if you look on HBO Max, it's up there. It's called Justice League. It's just called Justice League. It's all the same actors and shit, right? Look at it, and there's a lot of different things than just added scenes.
Yeah.
What happened was we all know Zack Snyder's daughter had committed suicide, unfortunately, and as horrible as that is, committed suicide, and he did the right thing and took some family time. So DCEU, WB, I'll take one more hit off that. I'm good. WB hired Joss Whedon from the Avengers to finish it.
Was it the Avengers? Or
it was the Avengers. Yeah. It's what he's known for is I think Avengers 1. Yeah. Or no, Age of Ultron. Sorry, Age of Ultron.
Didn't he also work on
Joss Whedon took over Justice League, right, Ben? He took it over. And he seen all of this footage, and WB was like, it has to be 2 hours long. So he took the footage that was already recorded and then re-recorded new scenes on a new budget.
Wow.
So there was all these new scenes added. You ready for some of the new scenes? I'll give you examples. Some of the new scenes in the first version, the theatrical cut, was he focused on zooming in on Wonder Woman's butt or putting her in a cleavage-filled shirt. Anyway, so when you think of like the Avengers uncut, you're just thinking of additional scenes, right?
Yeah.
Right? That's just like cut scenes, right? That's not what Zack Snyder's Justice League is.
Age of Ultron.
There it is. Yeah, Age of Ultron. Yeah.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I knew that. That shit's garbage.
The Avengers. Wow.
Yeah. I told you that's what the first Avengers and the second one. He made both of them. He was the one. He was brilliant.
2 episodes of The Office. Okay. Serenity. I don't know what that is.
I know what
seven
Serenity
episodes
is.
of
I know
it.
what Serenity is, and it's has a huge following. So shout out to the Firefly community.
Here's a little throwback. It's he did 7 episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, I know.
My bad, Angel.
Angel. Yeah, I know. They're the same universe though.
And Buffy 22 episodes.
Yeah, they're the same universe.
Yeah. The only thing also is why was it shot in like 4:3 aspect ratio?
Okay, so my understanding is that because the film was unfinished, there were certain unrecoverable CGI shots and frame shots. So to make it make more sense in CGI, they cut out the shit that didn't make sense on scene. So it's like you're seeing me like this. It's like they were like, well, this background shit we can't edit because it's unfinished. We don't have the backup shots. So they were like, shrink it down to here and then make everything here how you want it. There's one scene that you did see. Do you remember when Steppenwolf, if you remember, do you remember when Wonder Woman, Batman, and Flash and Cyborg first and Aquaman first team up and they find Steppenwolf with all the prisoners, Cyborg's dad, in the sewers underneath the Gotham Harbor, Stryker's Island? Yeah. That scene, there's one scene that this is super noticeable where you can tell this is unfinished and they had to hide the CGI, the fuck ups of the unfinished work in a darker tone. That's why the movie's really dark. So that scene when Wonder Woman and Steppenwolf are fighting, I don't know if you notice, it's grainy. It's super grainy and it looks animated. Yeah. Like and I hate to say it because I'm gonna watch the movie a third time. I love it. I love the movie. Like it's probably my second or third favorite superhero movie of all time. On Twitter, if I remember correctly, went on Twitter and was like, Joss Whedon's Justice League, not Zack Snyder's, not the one that you're like, this is kind of sick. Like, this is super unique. The aspect ratio at first is like, what the fuck? But then if you look at the movie, you're like, this makes it special. Like, this is kind of unique. Like, you watch that, they said his version's canon. Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? And so when Zack Snyder's Justice League came out, they didn't promote that at all. I told you this earlier. They didn't promote it not at all. You didn't see anything DC or WB.
There's like hella people that didn't find out until like weeks later. Mm-hmm. They were like, I didn't even know this was out.
Even people we know, like as we brought up over the text. But this part I know for sure. She was like, and I'm pretty sure it was a female. I don't think it was a male. I think it was a female who said it. She was like, but we're not planning on pursuing that his vision of it. And on top of it, we have the Blue Beetle. And I was just like, what the flying fuck are you talking about? The Blue Beetle? I love that character, but I'm like, yo, no. That's not the decision.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's a psycho decision.
That's a pretty bad way to go. And I think you said it too when we were texting. You were like,
fuck, give me just a Joker 2 with Joaquin Phoenix. Fuck it then.
Well, then... They're like, because you said when we were texting, they're gonna be like little pocket universes.
I think so
because they're gonna like kind of like how the Joker's in the 2019 Joker is its own thing, and because we have Batman and everything, and I don't know, is he gonna be canon with Suicide Squad or like?
I don't think it matters anymore now.
And that's the thing.
I think that DC has officially been like, I think DC and WB have officially given up on DC's characters as a whole of being anything close to as monumental as Marvel, and that very aspect is their downfall, that they're trying so much to get the same results as Marvel, when in reality...
They're skipping steps.
Dude, and in reality, Zack Snyder's storyline that he's making is their best bet, where it's like, I'm sorry... Don't get me wrong, I'm still hopeful that after that goddamn trailer from Matt Reeves' The Batman with Robert Pattinson, I can't wait to watch that. He was beating the fucking piss out of those guys. I can't wait. But the closest that we've seen actual movie-wise that I'm like, this is like an amazing version of the comics, is Zack Snyder's Justice League. And I'm like, this is better than Batman v Superman. This is maybe not as great as Man of Steel, but I like all of it, and I've watched it twice, and it's 4 hours long. Like, the second time I did watch it, and like I watched the first 5 parts, and then I watched the last part. Okay. Just so everybody knows. But like I'm not an animal. But nonetheless, it's just fucking crazy because DC has completely abandoned them. So as far as the future for what this means, it means nothing to me because I'm like, this is just like when I liked that they rebooted Tobey Maguire into Andrew Garfield, and then the number 2 came out, and I was like, I don't care what they do with this anymore. They don't care, and so that's Sony Marvel. But I'm just saying, it's the same thing, and it's like, oh, Zack Snyder delivered this, what seems like his 4-hour poster child, his passion. And you got to keep in mind that it ends with a dedication to Autumn, the daughter who killed herself. It ends with dedicated to Autumn, or for Autumn at the end. And damn, dude, the pain, the passion, the art, the creativity that went into this is crazy, it's crazy that it's going to mean nothing.
Yeah. That's
so
sad.
And I'm like, that is sad, because it's like, imagine if they made, imagine they had made Dragon Ball Z the movie, which they did, Dragon Ball, right? It's garbage. I've never heard one person say that movie's good. Yeah. You've seen it, right? Mm-hmm. It's fucking garbo. It's hot garbo. Like, now that I've seen the anime, I'm like, no, that's not okay, bro. So imagine that they did another one, but it's not number 2. It's Dragon Ball Z, right? Or I would rather they skip Dragon Ball. I'd rather they just go to Z. But but whatever the case, imagine they did another one and it's a fucking hitter, right? It's a hitter. And then they're like, we're not doing any more. It wouldn't make any sense.
That's the sad part.
It wouldn't make any sense because it's so good. You have to have like 10 other, what'd you call them? The story arcs, the sagas.
Yeah, but
no.
They already have the Aquaman movies.
Yep.
They already have 2 Wonder Woman movies, which they're already, like, I think they're already making a third one.
They already approved of number 3.
So
it just doesn't make any sense anymore.
I don't know what they're doing with Aquaman. And they also are about to release the Shazam one.
And Suicide Squad 2 is coming out. Which, by the way, WB is like, it's mind-blowing. And I'm like, all I know is I will never forget the first version of King Shark you guys released. It was like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Dude.
The same story. Everybody roasted it. They changed it. And it's like, that's funny.
And I don't know. I just don't know what they're trying to do. Like, if they're trying to connect these universes, if they're just going to.
No, I think what I said earlier, what you brought up, the pocket universes. I think that we're going to get a bunch of movies, and they're not related except for in that pocket.
There's still the what's that? The Hawkwoman, not Hawkwoman, but the
Hawkeye. No, Hawkeye. Hawkeye. Yeah.
The lady with the fucking mace, and she's
the mace, and there's 2 of them. There's Hawkman and whatever. Fucking who cares?
And then Green Lantern, they could always bring back.
And for the record, there was a story about the Green Lantern. For whatever reason, WBDC did not. Apparently, Zack Snyder approached them for the film, and when they approached him about the scene, he approached them about the scenes. I heard this story on a couple other podcasts back to back, and I was like, I'm gonna bring this up. Apparently, during the negotiating of how the scenes would take place, he said that he was like, "Oh, I want Green Lantern, John Stewart, John, what's his name?"
Do you ever use Green Lantern on weed?
John Stewart, the Green Lantern.
Oh, you're talking about his name?
Yeah. Okay, so I was unsure. So, anyways, I thought I was thinking of the talk show host.
Yeah,
that's what, or the night show host or whatever. Anyways, Zack Snyder approached WB and was like, "I want John Stewart as Green Lantern, right? I want him back," kind of thing, or I want him in the story. And they're like, "You cannot have Green Lantern in this series. You cannot have him in there." And he was like, "Okay, if I can't have that." That's how the nightmare sequence began. He created the nightmare sequence in response.
That's
I can't get Green Lantern. I do the nightmare sequence.
Sad because Green Lantern is like super
staple. He's a staple in that community.
Not only that, like, he's very important because I remember watching the cartoons of the Justice League on fucking Adult Swim back in like the mid 2000s, and I just remember he always had like the craziest arcs because he was him and what's the Martian or whatever,
Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, that dude. Those two, when I always stuck out to me because like Superman, like there's so many different so many different variations of Superman where it was just like, okay, like same with Wonder Woman is like there's like she could fly, she can't fly, she's hella strong, she's actually just like a fucking
invisible ship, bullshit like
minor
that,
character, but it's just like it got to the point where it was literally like Wonder Woman and Superman were literally Vegeta and Goku, where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, like, you guys are obviously overpowered
Yeah.
and the most strongest, and like, same with Batman, like, you guys are always going to be able to kick the fucking shit out of each other, but nobody can beat you guys because you guys are the fucking best.
The main characters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
it gets old. Same exact Vegeta Goku complex. You were
Yeah.
so right with all three of them, though. Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman is like. Now, Batman's nowhere near Goku or Vegeta. We're not saying that, but.
Yeah, but Batman always, like, fucking outsmarted everybody.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
You fucking killed me, but it's like, I don't know.
It was like if Master Roshi could go Super Saiyan.
Well, I guess the whole thing I just really want to talk about, though, is just
hopefully they could kind of continue this. I hope they're able to make a universe into it, make sure all the stories can connect and everything. And please find a freaking fucking Superman, man. Just find a Superman.
You know what sucks is they had Henry Cavill for all those time, and they slept on him. And then look what he went and did.
3 movies with him.
Dude, for the record, he got
surprised-
one Man of Steel. He got one
I'm
Superman
surprised
movie.
they didn't make another Superman movie.
No,
honestly.
they literally made Man of Steel, and then they were like,
That was such a good movie.
it
Too,
was
bro.
so good. And then Batman versus
It was
Superman
on.
was, it was okay, whatever, right? But Man of Steel was so good that Henry Cavill deserved a number 2. A Man of Steel 2, or even just a Superman. Give him a Superman, like, and make it whatever storyline of his amazing story he has,
And
whether
this
it's
Lois Lane was
Brainiac.
fucking hot too.
I wanted to
That
fuck her
version of
pretty bad.
Lois,
Yeah.
dude. She's in this show you can see on
Amy Adams.
HBO Max.
yeah.
On HBO Max called Sharp Objects.
Oh, I've seen the
one
picture.
season.
I
It's
haven't
one of
watched
those,
it.
It's one of those shows that did really good, but HBO just didn't. You know, they're just like, no, we don't want to continue this. We don't want to spend money on this. So if you watch it,
Do they
leave it on like a cliffhanger? So if you watch it,
You're gonna be disappointed, yeah.
because you know nothing's gonna come of it because it came out like. 3
But
years
I
ago.
might get into it. You know what I just watched that you put me on
It's good
to?
watch. I think it's based on a book.
You know what I just watched that you put me on to? The Flight Attendant.
Dude, it's
So good.
I need
So
to watch
good.
that again because
So good. I watched it with Homegirl and fucking I was like, dude, this is like actually a lit ass story. Watching
is.
her go through her alcoholism was like
how
I
far
got-
did you get?
I ended it. It's over.
But okay, so you watched the first episode to get you addicted.
I watched
Second-
all of them.
The second
Yeah.
episode's kind of like just like setting plot and
Yeah.
like introducing characters, and then like towards the end of the third episode, you're like, okay, now
Okay, when I was watching it, right, that was what we were saying too. We were like, Ben was totally right about this. It's literally the end of the third episode is when you're like, oh shit, we're finishing this like tonight. Like,
Yeah.
and we finished all 8 episodes that night.
'cause when me and my girlfriend watched it, we had to wait for it to come out,
Yeah,
like because
because it was still dropping.
yeah.
And then I still think you should watch The Outsider. I mean, sorry, The Warrior. Yeah, with that movie, I didn't know this, but it's based on Bruce Lee's teachings, and then also his daughter executive produced it, which I didn't know that.
You heard about Marvel releasing Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yeah,
I didn't know it was a fucking TV show. I thought it was supposed to be a movie.
we talked about this like last week. I thought you knew.
No, when we talked about it, but I
Yeah,
didn't know
it's a show. Yeah,
I thought it was a movie.
nah, dude, it's gonna be a garbage show too.
It is. Did you see?
I've seen the trailer. It looks horrible.
And the
The CGI looks garbage. It was
I
like
didn't see the CGI, but
it looks like they took the money and they were like, we can make one show really good or we can make 2 really mediocre shows. And they were like, let's do Scarlet Witch in 60 style.
Right.
And let's do WandaVision. Sorry, WandaVision.
no,
and-
but for
Most of the part, WandaVision seemed pretty good actually.
it had its moments. Like I said before, I didn't like the kids and
Yeah.
the
But-
stupid filler.
But I have no interest in watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I have
Yeah, me neither.
no
Dude,
interest
there
at
was
all.
literally one part where they were like arguing. And he's like, "That's not how they do it in the action movies." And I was like, "What the?"
Marvel is getting away with so many corny things. This is why I think DC is missing their chance to really shine with the brutality of what I want to see in a comic book by my favorite characters.
Batman needs to drop like right now.
Yeah,
Okay, so have you heard anything about Loki? The new Loki stuff?
yeah, I've heard some things about the Universal cops or whatever, the Universal prison that he gets stuck in, the multi-dimensional prison,
So that
and
kind
it's
of-
a show.
That probably
It's a show, Ben.
It's probably gonna. I know, right?
Now I'll watch Loki. I'll
That
check
actually
because it's Loki.
It's supposed to be in the universe where Remember where
he took the Allspark. He's in Endgame. So it was Endgame that me, you, and Will watched together, by the way.
Yeah.
Because he steals the Allspark. In that version, he's alive.
Is there a trailer?
Of what? Loki? I can't... Yes, I think there is.
Let's watch it before.
I'm pretty sure that there is.
You low-key think there's a Loki trailer?
I low-key think there's a Loki trailer. I lightweight think there's a Loki. Lightweight, Loki, I think there's a Loki trailer.
It came out 3 months ago?
Mm-hmm. That's how I knew about the prison, the Universal prison thing.
So, is Loki supposed to fucking low-key be this generation's... What's that? Quantum Leap guy?
Oh, fuck.
Is Loki supposed to be the Quantum Leap guy?
God, dude. He might be. That might have been their plan, bro. That's so, like...
He can't leap until he does what he's...
Yeah, he's like, this $10,000 Canadian cash. You know? Just kidding.
Dude, okay, so... Okay, I could see Loki being pretty good.
I don't know enough about that story.
I've been lacking. I didn't even know the trailer was out. I thought it just came out like a couple weeks ago, but 3 months ago, goddamn.
Because they released a bunch of stuff at once. That's why you probably didn't see it.
I was watching WandaVision too, so...
Also, they released a bunch of the trailers at once for all the new stuff. Okay. So, like, a lot of stuff got slept on because they released, I think,
that's just weird.
4 or 5 trailers
because
at
I
once.
saw, like, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I saw WandaVision. I just saw all these trailers, and I said, I don't know, Loki just slipped in the trailer.
All I gotta say is I have no interest in anything until I see Spider-Man 3 and Multiverse of Madness. Those are the two things that I'm like, okay, I'll watch those.
So,
and then also, I have no interest in the new Thor because of if there's going to be a female Thor at any point in that show. I know, and they've like basically said they've been confirming it, and I'm like, yo, I have no interest. Like, Marvel is officially like, this is the skip period for me.
Avengers, that's what they're trying to go for, bro.
I think they're trying to go for more feminism, the movement of feminism to adhere to the movements.
I just can't wait to see Snowflake and Safe Space to come onto the scene.
Safe Space, bro, yeah, dude.
I swear to God, those are real characters, bro.
Dude, that's like
Snowflake and Safe Space.
Yeah, dude, like I believe it. If Squirrel Girl's a real character, so are they.
Squirrel Girl's like a joke character, though, dude.
Come on, she beats Thanos.
As a joke.
I'm about to rage quit this motherfucking podcast.
Joke, dude. I remember last
She's
time.
the best one.
No, she's a super joke.
She's a super joke. Yeah. She's a joke character. There's no way that the people that created Spider-Man and fucking, you know what I mean? They were like, you know who this universe of Fantastic Four, X-Men, fucking Daredevil, Spider-Man needs? Squirrel Girl.
What if this is the new format? Like, we'll have like 2 or 3 TV shows a year and maybe 1 or 2 Marvel movies.
No. I don't want that at all unless it's okay. I'll be honest. Nah. I don't want it. The reason what I just said was hilarious. I don't want it. When you hear this, you're gonna hear that and go, "You're an idiot." My bad, dude. I don't want that shit. I don't want that shit. Like it's just I seen how they failed with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And it was like it started out
that
really.
Wasn't their platform, bro.
I know.
That's not their platform.
I know, and that was a television show. But my thing is, it started out good and flopped. My same thing is in reverse. Daredevil on Netflix, different platform. It was great. I really like Daredevil a lot. I love Matthew Cox. I love Cox Matthew.
Yeah. I love Matthew getting coxed.
I love Matthew getting coxed. I like his Daredevil a lot. I like that series, and I was really hoping to get to see him appear in Spider-Man as Spider-Man's lawyer in number 3. They did the same thing in reverse with Daredevil. So Netflix makes a great Marvel show, and Marvel's like, nah. And like now they have these series coming out, and it's like you're literally, at least with Netflix series, like I liked Daredevil to a point. I like Punisher to a point.
Dope, yeah.
I liked the first season a lot. The second season was cool.
Some people like Jessica Jones too, or whatever.
I was okay with Jessica Jones. I watched it all the way through. I like the Defenders as a fanboy.
Maybe not the greatest character.
Either was the Defenders.
I mean, actor. I mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I just want to fuck her face. But
well, Jesse did. So.
Dude, just.
He pinked
God, I know he fucked her to death.
He fucked her with her.
He made her OD. He did. He fucked her with her Pinkman. He fucked her in her Pinkman until she OD'd.
To be fair, she was toxic.
I don't care, dude. She was so hot, dude. I love girls that look like that. But like they did the same thing. They did the exact same thing in reverse with those ones. They said, "Oh, they made a good version of these characters on their platform. Well, we own these after this amount of time. So we're just going to let them have their fun, and then we're going to reboot them." And I just don't like that.
Yeah. I honestly think I kind of have the opposite opinion. I think it could be beneficial because it could be a way
for that idea.
It could be a way for them to bring back those characters, like maybe not Jessica Jones and fucking.
I hope they don't just
Iron Fist. Yeah. But they could bring back.
Now Iron Fist sucked on Netflix, but anyways,
they could bring back like somebody like Daredevil. Ghost
Luke
Rider.
Cage. Ghost Rider's a great one as a series.
Just minor characters that live in the universe. So when you do make a movie,
they can time it.
So it's like, the Avengers. So it's like, because remember in the Marvel movies, they're like, the Avengers, they blew up fucking Manhattan.
Yeah.
So they were fighting, and it could do stuff like that, like just have like little minor things like they're doing with Loki and these shows. Like they're obviously going to tie into bigger movies. So I would like them to kind of, if they are going to, maybe if they do continue this format or have some type of like, these shows are canon to the movies.
Yeah.
I would like them like to bring in like those Netflix ones.
And make it official.
Daredevil.
And make
Punisher.
it official.
Yeah, it would suck because they'll probably recast everybody.
They will.
The whole thing.
Yeah, which is garbage because Daredevil's actor was amazing and Punisher's actor was incredible.
Dude, people...
The dude from, what's his name, from Walking Dead? John.
Oh, dude, that dude is fucking.
He's incredible.
But
like
the internet broke when people found out that Daredevil might be the attorney in the new Spider-Man.
And
movie.
It's not true.
Yeah,
it's not true now.
People,
or maybe it is, and they just are really psyching us out.
Either way, people were really hyped when. At least people how hyped people were for Daredevil. Lets you know how much they liked that character in general, or the actor for sure. But I think if they do continue this format, it would be good to introduce little characters. So Avengers are fighting, and then you know what I mean. It doesn't have to be some like there's like so instead of like Hulk like coming in to save Captain America or something, it'd be like
Daredevil.
Ghost Rider, Daredevil, and just be like 15-second cameo, like, hey, I got this side of the city, or like I got this little quadrant of the fucking
go
covered.
Do your thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And he takes kids off. Dude, I like.
I'd love it, dude.
Dude,
Ghost
this
Rider's
is
one of my favorite characters.
So mine too, and I have. You've seen the comics that I have, and it's like I love that character. It's just I love all those. I love that whole idea you just said, but it's like, as far as Marvel goes, Marvel's at a phase that in the comics I also didn't care about. Right now in the wind with what they're planning to do because of the shutdowns. I think their initial rollout plan was put on hold. So they were like, how do we roll this out the same way without losing as much money? And I think their answers were, well, let's take this idea like WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, and let's release that, and let's release Loki, and that'll buy us time. Yeah. And then let's release...
Also Hawkeye.
Shit, dude. Black Widow's been done forever now.
Supposed to come out last year.
Yeah, and it's like they are literally thinking that
they even said they're supposed to come out like at the beginning of this year. Like
they are literally taking that
September.
movie. They literally took that movie and they're like, we're gonna wait until everything can recoup our money. And I'm like, that's hella grimy.
It's supposed to be on you could buy it on Disney Plus, but
it just hasn't dropped.
They did that where you rent movies on Disney Plus and it didn't do so good. So. They learned a lesson with
Mulan. They learned it with Mulan.
And, what's that other one with Robert Downey Jr.?
Dr. Doolittle. Yeah. Doolittle. I actually like Doolittle, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It did horrible.
There was another thing they did too, but
I can't remember.
It was like three movies and stuff they did that with, and people are like, no.
Like I said, I'm cool with wherever Disney and Marvel go, but I'll be honest, I'm gonna be a lot more pickier about what I choose to be like invest my time in. And an example with what they're releasing that I know now, I'm interested in Blade for
Yes.
sure. Like the new version of Blade, I'm like, if it ties into the Marvel universe, then Spider-Man and
Sonyverse.
yeah, well, it might tie because they own Spider-Man. So what I'm worried,
They're all pretty integral, right? They're all
they
kinda-
literally Spider-Man crosses paths with
Morbius.
Blade with Morbius, and Blade is hunting Morbius, and Spider-Man's like, oh, it's my fault that he's Morbius,
He was
which
even in the
is not
original
gonna be-
cartoons,
yeah.
those 90 Spider-Man.
yeah, for
cartoons.
sure. Yeah, hey, Blade and Morbius are in them.
Yeah.
In that cartoon, he uses Spider-Man's blood to turn into
Second
Morbius.
shout out. The only reason I know that is because of Trinidad. I recorded a podcast with him a long time ago.
That's
Hey,
one.
shout out.
That's my fucking favorite Spider-Man cartoon. By
It's
the
crazy.
way,
That was one of the hardest pictures to find anything with Morbius and Spider-Man in those cartoons. It's like literally it was impossible to find. Honestly, I had to do some deep dive and research.
dude, they have so many options, but as far as I'm concerned, there's two things that exist. There's 2 or 3, 4 things that exist to me, and it's Blade, Spider-Man 3, and Into the Universe of Madness, Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay.
So that, and then maybe I'm excited. Maybe until I see
Scarlet
more
Witch is gonna
trailers.
be in there because she was literally on the cover.
Well, and maybe I'm excited about Morbius.
I feel like
About Jared Leto's Morbius. Because remember, that guy who plays Morbius was Joker.
I feel like Loki is gonna have something to do with the multiverse, and also I also feel like Doctor Strange is gonna need Scarlet Witch's help with, because he's definitely gonna have to know what the fuck Scarlet Witch has been doing, especially if he still has a hold of the Time Stone.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like this is like common sense.
I think
this stuff writes itself almost.
I think that's Kevin Feige's thought too. Is
Yeah.
that this shit writes itself. Like
Yeah.
and like it's already written.
You're a
you
fucking
know?
ultimate magician with the fucking Time Stone.
Yeah.
Dormammu? I love that part so much.
I know Dormammu, and he keeps repeating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Doctor Strange.
Get me out of here, you
Yeah.
stupid mortal.
I give up. Like I love that movie a lot. It's worth like rewatching multiple times because
That's my favorite part, though. Like honestly,
Have you've seen?
Dormammu? Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen the whole thing, right?
Yeah. Such a good movie.
It is a good movie. It's good. Like Punisher was good on Netflix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or Daredevil on
See,
Netflix.
That's the thing, though. It's like I know COVID fucked everything up, and I know they still have to have like literally we're supposed to already be like halfway through Phase 4 or whatever. It's like, or like almost done with Phase 4, but a lot of things get held back, and maybe hopefully they're not trying to do a cash grab and just be like, you know what, these shows could be reshoots into or these movies
could be
reshoots
in the shows. Yeah.
So it's
Some of it feels that way.
It's
Some
kinda-
of it
'cause
feels that way.
how when did you know that Winter Soldier was going to be a show?
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I knew that from the get go. To be honest,
Okay,
I mean
so
when
that
they
was my
announced,
fault.
when they announced it, they were pretty
I knew
clear.
WandaVision was
Because they announced they were like WandaVision, Winter.
I was so disappointed.
They were like Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Loki was the 3 shows that they were banking on Disney Plus.
Honestly, I was really disappointed when I found out it was this
A show.
show.
I knew. Another thing, keep in mind that I've been saying this since I watched the
Makes
fucking
sense why you're
trailer.
like I'm not gonna watch.
Yeah, dude, the trailer. When I watched the trailer, I was like, this CGI is fucking
Well, not
horrible.
only that, they're literally treating it like fucking CSI Miami or some shit. You know what I mean? With fucking superpowers.
Agreed, bro. Like, I'm not interested in that shit, and it sucks because I love both of those characters. Like,
it's
especially
literally-
the Falcon in the comics. I mean, the cartoons is amazing.
This literally, and I haven't watched the show. I want to watch it. My girlfriend has Disney Plus, so whenever I'm chilling with her, I want to watch it. But I literally feel like it's like a buddy cop. Like, oh, my partner was the best guy ever, hence
Dude.
Captain America, and I'm just the new guy,
Ye-
and you're not the new guy because you can never replace the fucking old guy.
Okay, yeah,
And then all of a
dude.
sudden, okay, you're cool. It's literally what it feels
It
like.
does.
It's
On
like
top
a
of
stupid
it,
buddy cop movie.
On top of
shows.
it, the buddy cop element that you're bringing up,
Starsky and Hutch, bro.
hella bad. And then the other aspect of it that I'm looking at is my cock is much bigger than yours with the feeling so pure. Like, it's hella bullshit that they're having having pissing contests now in shows, and it's like, I got the element of humor in past movies, but for it to be in shows is a waste of the viewer's time. The same way that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a waste of people's time, because it alludes to nothing.
Exactly,
There's nothing that happens in that show that if you don't watch it, you won't miss anything if you just watch the movies. And it's like the same way with Netflix, unfortunately, with Netflix Marvel shows. Now, unfortunately, they don't own the rights anymore, so they got all that shit back.
Yeah.
So now we get a reset again. So
Down to the finish mark. So would you rather's?
hell yeah.
So just would you rather be on Team King Kong or Team Godzilla?
I'm about that dinosaur dick.
Yeah, I do Godzilla too.
Yeah, I know you do him. He's a sexy beast. I think that Godzilla has it, but can I tell you my prediction for how that movie's gonna go before it even drops?
Godzilla's gonna win.
No.
No?
I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna fight, and a bigger monster that's a
Mothra.
bigger threat. No, Mothra died in the last one.
Oh, then
Mothra
what's the
sacrificed-
three-headed dragon?
That one dies in the last one.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they went over Mothra. They went over
Are
what?
you talking about the animated movie?
No. I'm talking about the movies that directly tie into the Godzilla versus King Kong.
King Kong killed Mothra?
No. So in the last Godzilla movie, it's called Godzilla King of Monsters. It's on HBO Max. Godzilla fights the three-headed dragon and various other monsters, but Mothra sacrifices itself to save Godzilla. Godzilla and Mothra are there because in Godzilla they're described as titans. They're the original gods of Earth. These monsters we're seeing are actually the original gods of Earth in this story, right?
Oh,
so all
shit.
these monsters are the titans, right? They're the original gods.
Yeah.
So in that last movie they made, Godzilla King of Monsters, the live action, the one that ties into Godzilla versus King Kong, Godzilla, Mothra dies protecting King Kong, and Godzilla kills the three-headed monster, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then King Kong at the end of Skull Island, which is a tie into the movie that we're talking about now, at the end of Skull Island with Samuel Jackson, if I remember correctly, the movie ends with King Kong being caught, but during the King of Monsters Godzilla film, they hint at he escapes during what happens in that movie, which is like all the Titans are released.
Oh shit.
So in this new movie, my prediction, real quick. So if you hear this and we watch the movie later, this is my prediction recorded before. My prediction is we are indeed getting a fight scene between Godzilla and King Kong. It's gonna go like this, right? Okay. Constantly, it's gonna go back and forth, right? And it's gonna probably happen a few times to where we have one winner and then another winner, and then it's gonna get interrupted because of another greater monster is gonna make them team up as two kings of monsters because they're from two different islands and areas. Yeah,
God Kong.
I'm just saying. I think that what's gonna happen is they're gonna be fighting. Yes,
I mean that's the.
but I think another monster is gonna pop up and they're gonna team up.
Either that or King Kong dies or something like that, or like God. Like I think you're right.
I think that what you're saying is also a possibility. One sacrifices itself.
It makes more sense to, like, they have to have a common enemy. And King Kong, they show him as a fucking old fucking man or like old ape. So I'm guessing
in this one, he's older. Yes,
I'm guessing if anything does happen, he probably ends up dying or sacrificing himself for the. To kill the
but keep in mind the
monster
Titans are immortal.
But
all the Titans live forever. They all live forever.
Well, by the way,
Godzilla was around, like, and this is why I love the Godzilla King of Monsters movie, because there's a scene when they get sucked into the Earth's volcanic. Like, you know how we have like the volcanic pockets in the ocean that we don't know nothing about where they go to. We just have an idea. Well, they get sucked into one of them and they find the world's first civilization, and they worshipped these titans as the thing. Well, Godzilla is that titan. He's been around the entire time, from the first civilization till now. So the way that in that movie they make it look is that these titans now King Kong is not immortal, but it's because he comes from a family of titans. His family are all giant King Kongs, like So that's how the Titans work. They're not all immortal,
So
but Godzilla's immortal is how they
his,
make it seem.
Ancestor fucked the little girl tied the woman tied up. And
Yeah,
then
and then got
she gave
sealed to
birth-
the earth.
She gave born to the next King Kong and so on and so on.
Yeah, so there are multiple King Kongs. They make it seem like Godzilla is immortal because what he does when he gets hurt is he goes down into those crevices and feeds on the nuclear energy of our core.
So is Zuzu in it, or the little?
This isn't Lion King, bro. What the fuck is that?
What's the cartoon version where he has the little fucking?
Bro, you're about when the guy like has Godzilla as a pet?
No. Well, yeah, he just calls him. He's like, Godzilla, come help. Like it's fucking Knight Rider. Godzilla, we need your help.
And then, yeah, and then Burger King started selling the little Godzilla toys. I remember that.
So, okay, we'll talk about that more.
Another later, yeah, we'll talk about it later. The what would you rather? So the Godzilla or what was it?
We answered that.
Okay, good. All right, next one.
So work a job making millions, but you're miserable, or work a job where you make barely minimum wage, but you're very happy.
This is an easy answer.
And you can't quit. You can't work.
You can't quit any of them.
Yeah.
This is an easy answer because this is the solution to why I quit my jobs working full time and I decided to do music. Make just enough. Do I work full time and hate my life and want to kill myself and have money to pay for bullshit like a car and have this place or whatever, or do I want to take the risk and just make just enough? And what does it mean to me to be a musician? And to me to be a musician is, as far as my goal goes, is just to do what I love doing, and that's being creative and making music and making art and making shit. That's what I love doing, is making things. So for me, if I'm only earning $25,000 a year, but I'm doing it making music and I don't have to answer to anybody, that will be worth it for the rest of my life. And I'll be okay with working minimum wage hours. I mean, getting minimum wage pay. That's what you're saying. Getting minimum wage pay if it means doing what the fuck I love. That answer is easy. What about you?
I mean, it's like trying to follow the Martin Luther King speech, bro. That was fucking heartfelt, fucking.
Hell yeah, dude. I don't need that.
I
need nothing
can
else.
say my answer, but I'm just like that.
It don't compare.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll take that million, bro.
I'm just like, damn, you poured your heart and soul into the answer.
Because that's
mad
my
respect, dude. Would you rather be aliens are real, or reptilian Earth people are real?
Oh, man.
Ancient reptilian Earth people.
Oh, interesting. I think aliens, because I know that space travel is real, and like you'll relate when I'm sure you'll relate when I say that I really just want to go to space.
Yeah.
Like that's my
Same, yeah.
that's my one thing where I'm like, anal probe, fuck it.
I think though it would be cool to. I don't know. I would say, I don't know how far the ancient reptilian people would go.
Yeah.
Let's say they go back like 5,000 years. It would be cool to see what
Earth was.
What kind of knowledge they have. You know. What
That's
I mean?
true. I'm always fascinated with history and what we might have missed.
Right. Okay. No teeth on the top row or the bottom?
Shit. I'm already almost there with the top row.
If you want my answer, I'm going to give you
go ahead.
The bottom. I'd rather have
Why?
no teeth on the top row.
Why?
So I have my bottom teeth. Just because. I don't know.
Because your jaw.
Yeah.
I have no idea for that answer. I'm like, take them both then. And I'll just put wooden dentures in.
George Washington.
Jordan, don't say that. That's horrible. Fuck that guy.
So what's the answer, Josh?
Mine is top row because my top row's already pretty fucked up. So it's like, take them off. Fuck it.
All right. Fall into a pool full of hot sauce or a pool full of lotion?
Full of lotion? I'm gonna drown in the lotion, but in the hot sauce, my dick's gonna burn.
Everything's gonna burn.
My booty hole, my butthole, my eyes, my nose, my ears. Oh, fuck that.
I mean,
lotion,
obviously, the first thing you think of is the dick and the butt.
Yeah, dude, it's like
my
cologne.
sensitive holes, but
my sensitive holes. Hell yeah.
You forget.
Hashtag sensitive holes.
Could you imagine being in the hot sauce and you come up and you're like,
Lotion. Lotion for me. What about you?
Yeah, I'd probably choose the lotion too.
Fuck, that's horrible.
Well, goddamn, dude, we have at least almost 3 hours of footage, bro. We have the Zack Snyder Shnerdcast.
And everything is not in slow-mo.
Or maybe it is.
Maybe it is. You're going to slow down the time for this whole video. It's going to reach 4 hours.
But, yeah, thank you so much.
Hell
Josh,
yeah, bro.
Cultcanon, thank you so much.
Hell
Always
yeah.
love coming over and recording.
Hell yeah, it's some fucking highlights sometimes for my months, you know?
Definitely could try one of these times, maybe when I talk to Cameron, maybe us three
Link
of
it
us
up.
could
Remote.
do like a, something
I think
like
that's
that.
a good idea. The remote idea, because we could all even do it from our phones.
And worst comes to worst, me and Cameron just come over here and record, so.
Mhm.
So, thank you so much. If you've been to this part, if you made it to this, if you made it this far, thank you so much. You rock. You are the best. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you liked it.
Hit it up
Don't
on your IG and
forget-
Facebook.
Exactly. Don't forget to check out the description, because then you can check out the Cultcanon channel and all his stuff, all his merchandise, verbal graffiti. Make sure to check out the description. Thank you so much again. You guys rock. Enjoy the end of this winter, spring thing that we're having here.
Stay safe.
Exactly.
Fuck.
Shnerdcast out.
Out. Hey.